Hello YouTube friends and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Deidre from our Upcycled Life and I do lots of thrifting, upcycling, repurposing, and DIY content. Today's project is this crate. I picked it up at a flea market for $10. I was kind of looking for a good sturdy crate for one of my projects, and this fit perfectly within what I was looking for. It's good and sturdy, but it needs lots of work, and I'm excited to show you how I'm going to transform it. Okay, let's get started. I was really excited when I came across this crate for $10. It was a great deal because with the cost of lumber, I couldn't even make anything like this. It was really dirty, needs to be really cleaned up, but I know I can upcycle it and turn it into something beautiful, and I'm excited to show you what I have in mind. First job is to take off all of this hardware. I'm not going to use any of it, so I'm just going to set it aside, put it in my stash, because I'll use it on another project. If you can find these crates cheap enough, you can even pick them up and take them apart and use the wood for different projects, signs, cutting boards, so many possibilities. I'm going to take these awful looking handles off too. Now I want to put a couple shelves in this, so I had this wood left over from another project. I'm just going to measure it so it can fit in the inside and then screw them in place. I'm not an expert by any means when it comes to woodworking. A lot of the times I'm just doing this stuff by the seat of my pants when I'm putting stuff together. Usually works out in the end. And to put together projects like this, you don't need any fancy tools. I'm just going to use my jigsaw, cut along that line, and we'll be ready to secure it in that little crate. And that's probably not the best angle to show you me using my jigsaw. I've got both of those pieces of wood cut to size, and I'm going to paint them with my black homemade chalk paint, and I'm going to end up putting on 2 coats. I've taken the crate outside and I'm giving it a really good sanding with an 80 grit sandpaper just so we can make the edges smoother. And I think this crate is going to need some feet. This is the end of some spindles that I've had in my stash, and I'm also going to give those a coat of that black homemade chalk paint, and these took 2 coats also. To attach them to the bottom of the crate, I'm pre-drilling them with my drill, and then I'm going to screw them right into the bottom of the crate, and that will make them nice and secure, and it'll be really stable when we put the crate all together. Now I want to have this wooden box have an old shipping crate feel. I'm going to use my polyacrylic transfer method. I like using that method on bare wood because when you're using that instead of Mod Podge, it's not as thick and it's more transparent when you're finished and it looks more authentic. If we were using Mod Podge, you would have a cloudy outline on raw wood. I use the Mod Podge on painted wood. When I'm using raw wood, I like to use this method. So I'm just taking my polyacrylic sealer, putting a light coat on that piece of paper that I've printed off on my LaserJet printer, making sure to reverse the text and applying it to the crate where I think it's going to look the best. These graphics are available in my Etsy store. If you have a crate or a box that you want to try this technique out on yourself, you can head over there after the video and check it out. And again, I'm just placing these graphics where they probably would have been on an old shipping crate and applying a light coat of that polyacrylic sealer and then putting it down on my project and making sure we're rubbing out any of the bubbles or wrinkles and letting it sit for 24 hours. Now I do find the polyacrylic sealer dries faster than the Mod Podge, so sometimes you don't have to let it dry overnight. It dries quicker and you can get your project done faster. This transfer method will also work with an inkjet printer. I've got a comparison video between the inkjet and the LaserJet. Now the only difference will be when you've rubbed off the paper, the inkjet print might be a little bit lighter. I also have a full video on how to put your graphics in a Word program and size them for your projects. I'll put a link down below in the description to that video because it's really helpful, and it will also help you reverse your graphics if you're making some of your own. I'm also applying the graphics to both sides of this crate. While I'm waiting for the graphics to dry, I'm going to put on these spindle legs. I'm just measuring them to make sure they're centered exactly where I want them, pre-drilling, and then just screwing those legs right into the bottom. This is really simple to attach them. My graphics are all dry, and I'm just going to now dampen the paper until you can just start to see the graphics show through and rub off all of the paper. Now with this transfer technique, it's never perfect. You're gonna have pieces that are gonna rub off, and you're going to not get an excellent transfer like you would with Mod Podge, but I like this look for this project because it makes it look really rustic. We're now ready to put those shelves in, and I'm just measuring them to make sure I have them exactly where I want them. Gonna pre-drill and then just hammer in some really rustic nails that I had in my stash so it looks authentic. It's all finished, and now we're ready to seal it all up. I'm gonna use the same polyacrylic that we used for the transfers and put 2 coats over that whole crate, making sure that it's really coated and sealed up really well so it will be nice and durable. I think these graphics that I designed look really authentic, and I'm really happy with the way that they turned out. And I really love the way that I can take something that was ready to be probably turned into firewood and turn it into something beautiful, and this project is one of those. I didn't like the hinges that were originally on the crate, so we're going to use these hinges that I had in my stash, and they fit perfectly so I can screw the top and the bottom. So we're turning the lid of the crate into the door of a crate. And I'm using some old rusty screws that I'd saved to put the hinges on. Now, how beautiful is this latch? Look at the rust and the color patina on it. I'm going to use this as the handle on the door. I found this latch in a plastic bucket in a scrap metal bin, and I knew I was going to be able to incorporate it into a project. This one, it was going to work perfect. I've sealed it up with a spray matte polyacrylic sealer and just screwing it in with the same screws that I did with the hinges. And this is the before. An old crate that had seen better days and really needed to be cleaned up. I gave it a new life, and I've turned it into a little end table that looks like a shipping container. And I know all of you have all come across a crate at some point when you're out thrifting or at an antique store, and you can always find them really affordable. This is a great DIY for a beginner that's easy to put together. And if you don't have a jigsaw, you can just skip that step and not put any shelves inside. It's still a great way to store some stuff and keep it out of sight and out of mind, but it looks beautiful. I hope you enjoyed today's old wooden crate upcycle. I had a lot of fun making it, and I just love the way that it turned out. If you love this type of content, I'd love for you to like, subscribe, and follow along. And if you love this video, I'm sure you'll love either of these too. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.